Okay, so this is the 7th devlog for this game, and in this update, I made a lot of changes to the way states work. So let's go into it. So if we go to click on a state that is not your core, you could see unrest and stuff. Now, unrest does not necessarily only occur in states that aren't your core. It's just a lot easier to occur. And due to a set of modifiers, the Ottoman Empire has very bad unrest. Yeah, 1% unrest, and then Albania and Greece have their own modifiers for unrest and enemy control their territories. And yeah, so but you have garrisons that you could use to maintain control the unrest. So the way it works is that so right here we have an unrest. This is a relative amount of unrest, and this amount of divisions that will spawn once a rebellion occurs. Now these are not as good of divisions as very standard infantry divisions. The rebel unit is actually a designated unit that you could be, it could be a change. It's just essentially the weakest infantry unit or cheapest infantry unit that you add in the game. So essentially, this way it works is that this is a 61% chance of progressing with the rebellion every month, and once that occurs, this bar will increase by a random number between 5 and 15, or something around that range. And so you could use garrisons here. So let's increase the garrisons. And let's watch the unrest fall. It's the amount of impact this is having. So yeah, you can see the unrest falling in real time. Okay. Yeah, I don't actually have enough production to do anything more. We could take away from other states, although this is barely anything because these garrisons are so small. Okay. So, and now we're taking away 2.7%, and now the amount of divisions that are going to spawn is now down to 7 to 10. Let's see if we, let's say we, do this a few times. Now we have, yeah, now we're up to 48% morale, so only 0.3 additional unrest. And I think we can actually start maintaining this stuff now in some states for sure. Wow, this one already progressed pretty far though. Albania is never gonna not be well raised because of some modifiers to give to Albania. It's gonna be very hard to control that unrest. Um, I also made so you can core territories. So say you have a state that has less than 1 unrest and has less than 3% garrisons. And then it gains, and after a month of that, it gains progress towards coring it. So after 12 months of that consistently occurring, you can core the state. So I'm gonna do it with the easiest state to core here, which is Thrace. I'm just gonna ignore every other state. Rebellions will probably pop up, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, yeah, you can produce units now. So you can produce units in any state that you're with those constraints that cause you to gain core in progress, or do you already have a core and stuff. So it just generally any state with 1% less than 1% unrest or less than 3% garrison and less than 3% garrisons, you can start producing stuff in. Also, I should explain this first. This shows the amount of production and manpower you can get in the state. It's scaled by your authority. So, okay, we just had an error, so I had to close out of that. But anyway, so this essentially did um, this is without laws, just basically amount of control you have over the state. It's scaled by your authority. So we have 35% authority. If we do this, you'll see that we will get to 31% state control. That also gives us some morale though, so I think that also incidentally will give us more state control. I don't know. I think it's around the exact same because less unrest means more state control. Yeah, but also you're also putting more men and more production into the state. Anyway, so it depends on the state. It could work out or not. It could be worth it or not. or gain production or whatever. So now let's look at the unit production. So as you can see, we have land units, air units, naval units. It's very easy to add units now. So it also have unit classes. So this is the garrison. This is now, I'm gonna make it so just technologies unlock stuff. As of right now, there is no text in this scenario. I'm gonna add technologies though. So we have land units and we have the classes infantry, cavalry, siege, and there's another cavalry. Then we have air units, fighter, coastal support, submarine, ship. We could also add I also have support classes and I have bomber classes. Bomber should be bomber class. Don't know why I put it as closer support here. So I have submarines and destroyers. I'm gonna add more units, but most importantly, I'm gonna get the air units and naval units to work. They don't work right now. And I think that's mostly it for this update. I'm just gonna core Thrace here, just to show an example. Let's turn down the garrisons all the way in these states and turn up the garrisons a little more here in Thrace. We need a little more and we can start getting to coring it. So now we can start producing. We know we can start coring it. I'm gonna have to clean up this menu. This looks weird. Maybe you can only produce in core states or something. That might be how I should do it. Well, let's watch this progress. Let's let this progress. Okay, so now we can core the state. It is after here. So let's core the state. And as you see now, I think we'll impose it. Yeah. Now we have 30% control of the state. Our authority as the Ottoman Empire has been falling due to some modifiers. But now it's a core state of the Ottoman Empire. We can produce in it. We get a decent amount of the resources, although it's very tiny. But it's interesting to see. None of these tiles have rebelled yet. I haven't made any events or anything for any of these wars. For the Albanian rebellion, I'm gonna probably add some event that gives like 10 unrest in the state, which is basically impossible to put down. Probably like a 50-60 production demand in those garrisons, and they're already gonna be at war with like the Balkans. So yeah, I thought that was a good update though. And that's it for now.